Speed is king. And it comes in all shapes, sizes, and sounds. In Indiana, it's engines revving, pistons churning, tires screeching. And from the moment Kurt Signetti took the wheel in Bloomington,
I've never taken a back seat to anybody and don't plan on starting now.
it's been full throttle, harnessing their Hoosier horsepower.
Touchdown, Indiana!
Let's go!
Go to the end zone, wide open! Touchdown, Indiana!
Handle business today. Let's go!
Out in Eugene, Oregon, a.k.a. Trackdown USA, speed is simply in their DNA. And like the legends who've laced them up at Haywood Field, the second that starting gun sounds, Dan Lanning's Ducks can flat out fly.
Elite speed.
Play fast. Play business.
With footsteps as fast as the wind beneath their wings. In the blink of an eye, it's time for the rubber to meet the road. Who'll cross the finish line first? Indiana or Oregon?
With that, all I can add is, gentlemen, start your engines. And runners, take your mark. The race to the top of the Big Ten hits the starting line here in Eugene, Oregon this afternoon. Big-time matchup, two top tens. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS brings us to Autzen Stadium, a sellout crowd to watch the 7th-ranked Hoosiers of Indiana battle their hometown Ducks, the number 3 team in the country, on their home pond, if you will. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler with Gary Danielson, Jenny Dale, and Gene Steratore. Partnered, 2 unbeaten teams, 2 teams that made the college football playoff a year ago. Oregon as the Big Ten champion. And now they're right where they want to be, but they're doing it with 2 different quarterbacks and 2 guys that are doing it as well as anybody in the country.
Absolutely. If you want to win in modern college football, you must reload at quarterback, and these 2 teams have. These guys are playing as well as anyone in the country, as Brad mentioned. What they do is a little different, though. Let's talk about what they feature. Fernando Mendoza, a pocket passer, elite downfield thrower, got an arm that can attack anywhere, and we have seen Dante Moore up close already. The game he put on at Penn State really left him. I think the winner of this game, those 2 quarterbacks, that quarterback will be favored for the Heisman, and their team is set up nicely.
You know, we saw Oregon about a month ago, and they demolished Oklahoma State. They're better now than they were.
They
then.
sure are. And they're better because if you look at them, depth, speed, and they got knockout punches. Dante has wide receivers. He's got running backs. He's got tight ends. Everywhere you look on this offense, they got playmakers, and Dante Moore takes advantage of it.
You know, a lot of people thought last year Indiana wasn't ready for the moment of making the college football playoff. Well, they're coming off a big win a couple of weeks ago against Iowa. I think they're ready for the spotlight here.
Well, understandably, a year ago, they lost at Ohio State, at Notre Dame. Maybe that little bit big for them, but now they are ready. It won't be because of the home field. I expect the Irish to play, the Hoosiers to play their game against Oregon.
Well, Reuben Hemby might have said it best this week, their star tailback. He said, this is a measuring stick to find out if we are who we say we are. From Bloomington, Indiana, the 7th-ranked Hoosiers, here they come. And now, riding an 18-game home winning streak, the defending Big Ten champions from Oregon. Rev it up, bring the duck, and bring the rest of the Ducks behind you. Straight regular season wins for the Ducks. I think the crowd is ready. I'm betting at home you're ready too. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by Nissan, Modelo, Progressive, and by Subway.
The following is a presentation of the Big Ten Conference.
Seventh-ranked Indiana, 5-0. Number 3, Oregon, 5-0. Looking to head to the top of the Big Ten heap. Here at Autzen Stadium, before we kick it, we check in third member of our team, Jenny Dell.
Well, each week, Oregon plays with a new theme. Week 1, it was ante-up, so total commitment. Against Penn State, death by 1,000 cuts. Relentless pressure. This week, it is run our race. Coach Dan Lanning throwing it back 50 years, going back to the Oregon legend, Steve Prefontaine, whose mantra was to run fearlessly, and to Secretariat, who won the 1973 Belmont Stakes by 31 lengths. Coach showed that race to his team, reminding them that Secretariat ran the same way, no matter the competition. Lanning informed his players Secretariat's heart was 3 times the size of a normal horse. His message, play with that mindset today. Head down, fearless, and full of heart, guys.
Well, Steve Prefontaine once said, to give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift. These are 2 gifted teams. I'm pretty sure we're going to get their best.
And 2 gifted leaders.
Kurt Cignetti in his 2nd year, but his 15th year as a head coach. And on the other side, the youthful exuberance of Dan Lanning, 40-6 over his 4 seasons. 58 degrees, possible showers, but they already sang the song It Never Rains at Autzen Stadium. 4th all-time meeting. The last one went to, guess who, as Zook told you in the pregame show, Indiana, 21 years ago. The Hoosiers won the toss. They have deferred. Oregon will receive. Brendan Frankie has got it teed up. Noah Whittington back deep for the Ducks. And we are underway. Noah will let that one go out the back of the end zone for the touchback, and they'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. So the Ducks on offense first, and bringing them out number 5. And that is Dante Moore. Backed up Dylan Gabriel a year ago. 4th in the country in completion percentage. He's been almost spotless, and you can almost say the same thing about Mendoza on the other side. But we've seen him earlier this season. He was sensational in the win over Oklahoma State. But now the stakes are bigger. First down, Ducks from their 25-yard line. In the pistol. Play fake. Wanted to go long, I think, and all he's going to do is go down.
And only 1 sec given up by this team all year, and IU comes with those relentless, you don't know which 4 guys are coming, but it's always 4 with different angles, and this time a twist inside really discombobulated that offensive line for Oregon that time. You saw him crisscross, and they blocked the blocker in front of him.
Mario Landino's the guy that got home with the sack and a loss of 7. Now they'll go to the ground game and try to get at least that 7 back. And Noah Whittington gets it back where it's going to be 3rd down. The players to watch. Pancho Laulu'u hasn't allowed a sack. And the linebacker, Gary loves this guy, Aiden Fisher.
Yeah, watch this guy play football. All-American linebacker. just feels the game, kind of snuffs it out before it actually happens. Student of the game and a great athlete.
3rd down and 11. They're opening 3rd down. You saw 51% conversion rate. They got a quick throw. Wide receiver screen to the outside, and they got the first down. Gary Bryant. And the Ducks on a 3rd and long pick it up.
So if you watch this IU defense on this play, they snuffing out pretty well. They've got 2 on-block players, but the elite speed of Oregon beats them for the first down. That's what you're up against. Wide receivers, running backs, tight ends that can run that way. They really have the ability to hurt you in a lot of ways right across that front offense. 2 tight ends in, but one of them, Sadiq's like a wide receiver, number 18.
Kenyon Sadiq, keep an eye on him. That's Gary Bryant, who just made the catch. He'll settle in on the right side. Noah Whittington, little stutter step, and then bangs his way for positive yardage. Jamari Sharp made the tackle.
If they're going to run, they love to run to their left. That's where their strength is. World, Pregnon, those 2 are their bigger, stronger blockers.
Isaiah World came over in the portal from Nevada, and he's been an anchor over there on that left side. 2nd down and 5. Dante Moore throws short over the middle, and short of the first down is Whittington. Looked like he had enough open space, but he cut to the side instead and ends up short.
So far, IU has played the whole game with 3 linebackers on the field. They really love having Isaiah Jones, number 46, in the football game.
So another 3rd down here on the opening drive. This one 3rd and 2.
I really think that Hardy, Fisher, and Jones on the field is their best defensive personnel group.
Jay Harris in the backfield with Moore. They fake the pitch to him. Dante's going to try to do it himself. Oh, boy, it's close.
Just short, I think.
Yeah, that's Harris on the direct snap, I beg your pardon.
Remember last 2 weeks ago it's Penn State, Dan Lanning went for it 6 times on 4th down.
So the direct snap went to Harris, and he faked the pitch to Moore instead of the other way around. And it is 4th down. Jordan Davison comes into the lineup.
Oregon substituted, so they will give IU time to substitute.
Davison, very short yardage guy. Let's see if he gets the handle. He will. I don't think he got it.
Make it.
Looks like the Hoosiers defense is held.
Boy, penetration inside. I think it was Tyreek Tucker, number 95, that gets the penetration on the play. And then cleaned up from the outside, the linebacker. Tyreek Tucker makes the play, and I think it was Isaiah Jones that also got in on the play.
The guy you just talked about, Jones, is the guy that made the hit, the final hit anyway, to bring him down. Coming around the edge right there.
Got the first part of it and cleaned up.
Well, what a way to start for the IU defense. They have a sack, and then they force a turnover of downs. The Hoosier offense will take the field for the first time. And that brings out Fernando Mendoza, California, before the portal, transfer to Indiana. 16 touchdown passes, second most in college football right now with only 1 interception. Great starting field position, Gary, after the stop on 4th.
Yeah, it's almost like a turnover. Watch 2 games, and IU, when they get a turnover, they get very aggressive. Let's see if they do that here. It's almost like a turnover.
The shift on the defensive front for the Ducks. Mendoza going to go on the sideline and got it complete to Surratt.
Yeah, they did. They get the turnover. They try to make the big play. Surratt on a back shoulder comeback. Gets real deep, looking for the back shoulder all the way. That was a called play. That wasn't a read. He was looking for the back shoulder from the time he started his route. Nice play call by Mike Shanahan.
So they pick up 24 on their first snap, but they got it at the 22-yard line of Oregon. Mendoza looking for more. Now he's going to throw it away out the back of the end zone. Players to watch for these two teams. Pat Coogan came over in the transfer portal from Notre Dame. He anchors the center spot for the Hoosiers. Bear Alexander, this is his third stop after Georgia and USC, and last week had his best game as a college football player 2 weeks ago against the Nittany Lions. Second down and 10. Roman Himby, the tailback, hasn't touched it yet. He's a threat as a runner and out of the backfield. He's got it here. And he got about 3. And it was Amari Washington holding on for dear life. It'll bring up third down and 7.
One of the things you will see with Himby, really all of the running backs for IU, is they just fall forward. Looks like a yard and a half, they get 3.5. Looks like a 5-yard gain, it's a 7-yard gain. Those add up when you're trying to control the ball game and control the clock with the running game.
Indiana's been good on third down so far this year. 58% conversion rate. It's the 4th best in the country. Third down and 7 in the red zone of the 19. Opening possession for Indiana. Firing high, incomplete. Surratt, the intended receiver, and broken up nicely by Johnson over there.
You get me with the back shoulder one time, not going to happen again. Duran Johnson that time played back shoulder all the way, got handsy, got physical, and he won that battle.
The AT&T pylon cam, that's Darren Johnson making the pass breakup and forcing a field goal attempt coming up from Niko Radicic. He's perfect so far. 46 is his career long. That was 2 weeks ago. This one's from 37 yards out to try to put the Hoosiers on the board first. And we got a false start. So it's not going to be a 37-yarder anymore.
You know, that was a late shift by Oregon that time.
Offense number 70. Penalty,
I think it was Dylan Thieneman, number 31, who bailed quickly out and drew the penalty.
Austin Liebfried is the guy that's going to move on the offensive side of things.
Yep, it was Thieneman backed out, and he pointed right away.
So now we'll set up the kick from the 42. Radicic kick on the way inside the left upright and good. So Indiana takes advantage of their defense getting a stop on 4th down. They pick up good yardage on their first snap, but had to settle for a field goal, and that might be a win for the Ducks considering where that starting field position was. 5-play 22-yard drive and a 42-yard kick gives the Hoosiers a lead on the road. Hit every highlight with CBS Sports HQ, streaming free 24/7. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today, and you can catch Gary joining the HQ team after this one's over. These two coaches, pretty high winning percentage, wouldn't you say? Ryan Day's number 1. Dan Lanning, 87%. Kurt Cignetti, over his 4 stops, 85%.
And Kurt Cignetti at IU, by the way, has 2 losses, both to top 5 teams,
yeah.
Ohio State and Notre Dame, and he's got another one today in Oregon.
Brendan Franke to kick. Noah Whittington back deep for the Ducks. And we'll let that one go and bring it out to the 25-yard line again. Dante Moore sat behind Dylan Gabriel a year ago, and Dylan Gabriel was behind after Bo Nix. So 2 of those guys are starting tomorrow, and the other guy on the right-hand side, who knows, he'll be starting someday in the NFL.
Someday for sure. Elite skills by Dante Moore. Everybody knew that. You know, a 5-star recruit that originally committed to Oregon, transferred to UCLA, and then transferred back. And I think that 1 year he put in as an apprenticeship has really helped him.
No gain. There's some hitting going on right now.
This IU defense is moving that. They're making that contact and moving that Oregon offensive line to the other side of the ball. You can see them there, not getting pushed back 1 yard on these runs.
And I mean, you could hear the contact way up here on Jay Harris. No gain.
IU comes out with 5 defensive backs now. Only 2 linebackers on the field.
Moore going to throw short out in the flat. Got it out to Jordan Davison. Davison knocked out. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinator Brian Haynes for IU. I think his trademark is he's multiple in his defenses. But one thing is their fundamentals. When they play zone, all eyes are on that football. You see how they close that play off right there. 2 guys squeezing it and making that tackle.
That was D'Angelo Pons, who they're happy to have back, who made that hit on the force out and brings up a 3rd down and 10. Last time they had a 3rd and long, they got it to Gary Bryant. 4-man rush. Moore throws incomplete. And it's broken up again by D'Angelo Pons.
And D'Angelo Pons, I talked to Coach Haynes 2 weeks ago. He thought he had him for the Iowa game, put in the whole game plan, and then he could not play. Said he had to redline half his defense out. D'Angelo, one of the best quarters in college football.
So Oregon's got to give it up. And it's James Ferguson Reynolds to punt. Jonathan Brady backpedals, takes it at the 22-yard line. Brady got around one guy, but not the second wave, and he's dropped right about where he caught it. So the Indiana defense does their job 2 times in a row, gives it back to their high-scoring offense with a 3-point lead. Buckle up, because CBS Premiere Week's finally here. A new comedy, DMV, premieres this Monday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Now it's time for Working on a Win, presented by the Home Depot. And Jenny Dell's got more.
Well, Bryce Betcher grew up right here in Eugene, where his parents, Cindy and Brett, had Oregon football season tickets for 20 years. His earliest memories here at Austin include watching Marcus Mariota in his Heisman season. Now, every time he runs out of the tunnel, he looks towards those same seats where he fell in love with Duck football. Guys, now his family enjoying from upgraded seats. But in his final year, Bryce said he's learning to slow down, enjoy it more, and added, I know I've got a lot to prove, but what's better than living this life?
Other than the chin whiskers, he looks the same as he did in those pictures. He's got that square jaw. He's about 230 now, up 10 pounds from a year ago. As everybody around here knows, star on the Oregon baseball teams as well, and has already been drafted by the Astros. But right now, it's football time. 1st and 10, Indiana. Across the middle, complete. And Nowakowski, the tight end's got a gain.
Well, it is interesting how aggressive IU is in this football game to start out with. This is a team that has run the ball almost 100 more times than they've thrown the ball coming into this game. The yardage is even,
right,
but they are more aggressive. They usually start off with the RPOs of running the ball. They're dropping back and chucking it.
They average 270 passing and 268 rushing. That's balance. And this run is going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down for Himby.
Now remember, it is loud here, no doubt about it, but 2 weeks ago they played at Iowa, and they used this silent count the whole game. Watch the hand go out. That's the timing of it. They're prepared for this crowd today.
Himby close to 2,700 yards rushing, and the first pass he catches today, he'll go over 1,000 yards receiving. That's a versatile number 1 in the backfield next to Mendoza. 3rd and a yard. A shift on the front and a false start on the left side.
There's that shift again. Now, there was talk about if the shift is drawing them off, they might call it on the defense. But not this time.
5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
That was an emphasis of a stem late.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
They thought it was too much of an abrupt movement. It happens right in front of the left guard and tackle. Well, that was pretty abrupt right there.
It sure was. Alabama did that. Georgia did that.
Absolutely.
The Ducks do that.
And remember, coached at Alabama and
Georgia. Third down and 6. Mendoza. Pocket collapses and down he goes. And it's Amari Washington.
And Amari Washington just ran right through Bray Lynch, number 74 this time. Watch the attack coming right at him. They did blitz the middle linebacker Betcher that time, but he just got shoved right back into the quarterback.
This is the guy they say is the most freakish athlete on the Oregon team. He weighs about 335 pounds, and he is cat quick.
That is scary.
Well, that's only the 6th sack all year allowed by the Hoosiers, and now they got a punt.
Remember, that was third and less than a yard.
Right.
They were in shotgun.
Before the penalty. And now we got a flag down on the snap here.
That's twice that shifts by Oregon has produced motions by the offense for IU. Let's see what this call is. Oh, delay a game?
Delay a game.
Yep.
Offense number 44. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
I'm pretty sure Mitch McCarthy didn't want to have more space to punt. He's going to be in his own end zone now or very close to it.
And remember a year ago when this IU team visited Ohio State, they were 7-7 late in the half, and it was mistakes on the punt team. They dropped the snap, and then to start of the third quarter, another punt return. Special teams did them in on the road against Ohio State.
McCarthy in his own end zone. Got to be careful. Got it away quickly. Not a great punt, fielded at the 48-yard line by Gary Bryant on the fly, and he just steps out of bounds. So now it's going to be the Ducks that have great field position to start this drive.
Do love how quickly he got rid of that, though. That was a good job, good punt.
The big sack by the big fella. And the Ducks back on offense when we come back. Kurt Nettie with a pretty definite word for the referee about that penalty on his offense on 3rd down and 1 as we bring in Gene Steratore, and there's a little stemmings going on by Kurt. Gene, here's a look.
Yeah, I think so. I think Coach Ignetti has a point here. If you watch Bear Alexander, when he stems left and right like that, fine if you stay down and just stem with your feet. I think when he starts to move the arms and moving laterally like that, that now becomes what we would say a non-football related act, a little more of what they're emphasizing. I think a delay of game defense could have been the proper call there, and I know Coach Ignetti feels that way as well, fellas.
You called it at the time, Gary, and that's what it should have been, but instead forces a punt.
And a huge call because of the sack afterwards.
Right.
He still had the football.
And with the punt,
now let's
at the
see
49-yard line, good field position.
Aggressive. They are.
And we got a jet sweep going on for Dorian Moore. And that got about 6.
Aiden Fisher, their All-American linebacker, though, snuffs it out. Watch him see the play, understand it aggressively, and get in there and make the play.
And they go with some tempo here. The throw to the outside, that's not going to get him anything. The completed pass is all they got out of that to Jordan Davison.
But they are going fast.
Will Stein calls this the gas tempo. Get your ass set. Dante Moore backpedals, fires, got a man there, and it's done. Malik Benson, touchdown. 44 yards on the score.
I think the hurry-up really bothered the safety on this play, Amari Farrell. Watch him move inside and lose the slot receiver. Bang, he passed him, and Dante Moore does not miss a throw like that. That was a great series for offensive coordinator Will Stein. He had a plan the whole time when they got that ball back. Reverse, go fast, and Brad told you they didn't get something set.
You can say it, it's all right. Extra point. Up and good by Atticus Savington. They only had to go 51 yards, and they did it in a hurry in 3 plays. 43 seconds to get in the end zone. And for Dante Moore, his 15th touchdown pass of the year puts the Ducks in front. There's offensive coordinator Will Stein, whose offense just engineered a quick scoring strike to take the lead.
Yeah, and those 3 plays were all tied together. Remember, it started right away, just aggressive play calling, and he just got those IU defensive backs flat-footed, and they were by him.
Sappington to kick. That's Roman Hemby waiting on the kickoff. He's got to let that one go. That'll bring it out to the 25. For 20 years, Allstate has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Our thank you to Allstate. All right, Indiana behind for the first time, as we're 10 minutes into the game, trailing 7-3. Kalon Black, now the tailback and the pistol behind Fernando Mendoza. He'll get the carry, and he bangs his way out close to the 30.
The reason this running game, especially between the tackles, is so important for the Hoosiers in this football game is because that's where their RPO offense comes out of. Mendoza is really good at it. Great ball handler. He sees where he wants to go, and he makes up his mind early. If the running game doesn't work, the RPO offense doesn't work.
As you look over the shoulder of Dan Lanning, second down at 5. On the bootleg, Mendoza throws, and he's got the first down out to Omar Cooper.
I mean, these two quarterbacks, I mean, everything they do, they're under control. Great fundamentals. Guy wasn't wide open, but he put it right on the face mask against the linebacker that time inside. Jerry Mixon, he had no chance.
24th reception of the year for Omar Cooper. First and 10. Hoosiers at their own 41-yard line. Black busts off the left side. Kalon Black picks up about 14 yards on that one.
Well, remember a year ago it was Justin Ellison, Lawton, the two running backs. They reloaded running back with Hemby and Kalon Black. Look at this quickness inside. Again, at the end of the play, falling forward. That is IU offense. Good job up front by the IU offensive line.
Rushing yardage for Hemby and Black virtually even so far this year. Mendoza fires near sideline. Got it. Complete. First down. And it's Omar Cooper again.
How pretty is this? I mean, let's go way back here, okay? Mendoza getting outside route to the Omar Cooper, turns the defender around. But when I watch Mendoza throw in that IU defense, I got to think of Trent Green. We did him, yeah. I mean, that guy used to get back there like that, just throw it exactly like that. Same type of size, cerebral quarterback, great arm.
We know Trent's watching somewhere.
He's almost got that facial look of a young Trent Green, too.
Empty backfield now. First down at the 34. Wide out screen, little bubble screen, and backpedaling for another first down is Cooper again.
What, 91, 92, Trent Green, there he is.
Now the shoulder pads are a little bigger.
Great NFL career, great broadcasting career, one of our partners here at CBS, but we remember those days, Bill Mallory and Trent Green, fun time.
Mendoza's been here before as a Cal Bear. Threw an interception. But right now, he's got a good drive going. And again out to Cooper. And that time the blocking sort of failed him on the outside. And Bryce Betcher is in on the stop. Jenny.
You just mentioned Mendoza's been here before. He made his 4th career start here when he played at Cal. He called it the loudest, most hostile environment he's ever played in. He told me this season's all about mastering the details. And he also mentioned that he's learning to stay calm in the chaos. And guys, it is chaos down here.
Under 2 minutes, first quarter. Good-looking drive, 2 runs, 4 passes. Has covered 52 yards in the last 3.5 minutes. And now it's Himby, turn. And Roman.
Yeah, nice block by Bray Lynch that time. Number 74 coming across. Pulling guard for IU. Watch him come from, makes the signal to snap the ball in the silent count. And pulls left and kicks out. Beautiful.
Big third down to try to keep the drive alive in the red zone at the 17-yard line for the Hoosiers. Mendoza going to take off on his own. He's got the first down and more. Down to the 5-yard line, maybe inside to the 4.
The aggressive run, quarterback draw all the way by Mendoza. He kind of won this team over at Iowa when he ran it down the sideline. They needed the first down and there was no slide. His guys loved that.
They actually spotted at the 3-yard line, first and goal.
Nice answer by IU. 8-play drive here.
Himby, touchdown. Roman Himby in to give the Hoosiers the lead back.
When you're running at the goal line and the first guy you meet is Dylan Thieneman, the free safety, you don't dodge him. You run right over him. Wow. That was a nice blocking up front, ran right at the hole. Good job left side, Carter Smith, Drew Evans. Beautiful drive by IU.
Radicic in for the point after. Up and good. So the Hoosiers take it 75 yards. And Roman Himby, as much as he's been a big part of the ground game this year, that's his first time in the end zone. I'm sure that's given a little swagger back to the Hoosier offense on that drive.
Well, I guess so. He looks out there at Kirk Cignetti's offense. 75-yard drive. Just think back a couple weeks ago. Penn State at home only had 69 yards in the whole first half. That's how impressive that 75-yard drive was.
No, Whittington waiting near the goal line. So far, he hasn't had a chance to touch one of these kickoffs from Frankie. And he still won't. Tomorrow, you can count on NFL on CBS doubleheader, beginning with a divisional matchup between the Browns and the Steelers. Later, 2 of the best teams in the NFC face off when the resilient 4-1 49ers are on the road to take on Baker Mayfield and the 4-1 Bucks. It all starts noon Eastern with the NFL Today. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Dylan Gabriel starting for the Browns in one of our games.
Yeah, I watched that game. Second game. I watched him a week ago. I think he did a really nice first game start.
Bo Nix had a big game last week. Talking about former Oregon Ducks. And Whittington. Whoa. He's fighting his way for about 7.
I wonder if he got a piece of that face mask on that play or not.
I think the fans agree with you. Going to bring the first quarter to a close.
I mean, I'm 200 yards away, but it looked like it from here. That guy thinks so.
That guy's even closer than you are. And well, if not, he got him in the throat.
It might have been the collar of the shoulder pads. Can't really tell.
As it is, good first quarter. 2 of the best teams in the country. They've given us a good 15 minutes to that young lady. 10-3. Home Depot Big Ten on CBS heads into the second quarter. Jenny was with Dan Lanning moments ago.
Coach, you knew this was going to be a battle out there. What did you see from your team in that first quarter?
Yeah, they're playing good ball. We got to respond. We beat ourselves in a couple moments, not executing properly. But we got to come out here and be physical in the second quarter, establish a run game, stay on schedule on first down so we can take advantage of our opportunities.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the play before the end of the first quarter. Going to bring in Gene when we were wondering about a face mask. Gene?
Yeah, that's, I think, a good call by the officials. I think Lewis Moore grabs underneath the jersey, right under the face mask of the runner. Don't think a face mask there. I think the red glove helps a little bit. Physical football game, though, fellas. Very physical football game right now.
Noah probably has a sore throat, if nothing else. I'm pretty sure after that hit. Third down and 3. Dante Moore double checks, rolls to his right, and not going to get the first down. And he took a pretty big hit at the end of that play.
Boy, I'll tell you, this IU pass rush right here, they were getting bounced all around. I think Kellen Wyatt gets blocked right at the end of the play, almost from behind, rushing the passer. And again, as Gene mentioned, and we were seeing, it's all physical. Dan.
Kellen Wyatt is the guy that's down for Indiana. And a fourth down coming up, and a decision maybe again for the Oregon offense. Wyatt off under his own power. He's one defensive end. Mikhail Kamara was in on the tackle on Dante Moore. Let's see what happened to Wyatt on the play.
Yeah, I was watching that pass rush that time and the pressure on Moore. And as Wyatt gets inside, he gets tripped a bit. And then Ioli falls on his leg from behind. And then on the tackle, I think it was his own guy.
Yeah, Fisher and Kamara collided. And Kamara was down on the sideline for a while.
I think Kamara, is he out there? I'm looking over there.
They're going to send him back to the sideline. I think he wanted to be out there, and I think the official said, wait a minute. One of the key defensive stars, edge rushers in the Big Ten a year ago and this season. And that's why the officials sent him off. They want to be sure.
And Cignetti's pointing to the doctor, said the doctor said he was okay.
I mean, he wanted to go back in, but this is to be safe, stay over there for a while. Meanwhile, are they going to try to force him to jump, or are they going to run a play? They're going to run a play for the one. They got it. And they got more than one for Davison.
And that's their big freshman, Jordan Davison. It's like a Swiss Army knife backfield that Oregon has. This time it's going to be Davison, number 0, with a quick handoff, almost like a fullback in the play, faking the pitch at the time. He's the power back.
You think things haven't changed, folks? That was 4th and 1 at the 34-yard line. Your own 34-yard line. That's how they do it these days.
Went for it 6 times again on the road against Penn State.
But a lot of people would think that's not the spot on the field to do it. Do it more like Army does it. Pickup of 8. Kamara's back in there, by the way. First down for the Ducks. And a big opener for Davison again. And he's still going. Jordan Davison battling and fighting all the way down to the 32-yard line.
So when we talked about how this team is different than when we saw it early against Oklahoma State, it's the emergence of these 2 true freshman backs for Oregon. Jordan Davison, the power back. We will see Dyer Hill later, number 23, the swift speed back. But look at that run.
Another injured Hoosier being helped off the field. Well, he's going off on his own power. As a 26-yard pickup by Jordan Davison to the 32-yard line. Here's how the numbers match up so far here in the second quarter. Pretty even.
Good, tough football game.
Jamari Sharp is the most recent Hoosier to
I thought
come
that
off the
was
field.
Kurt Cignetti yelling at Jamari Sharp, saying, you got to be tougher than that. He didn't like him coming to the sideline.
Easy for him to say.
Yes.
First down at the 32. They'll keep it on the ground. And tripped up, or it might have been another big opener. And Aiden Fisher's the guy that kind of blew it up after a 2-yard pickup.
I thought Shamari Sharp got landed on the play, making the tackle, taking on the big running back, and then everybody lands on him here. And when he comes off, Cignetti is like, come on. That was interesting.
Well, he's back in there. 2nd down and 8. At the 30. Play fake. Dante Moore looked like he wanted a long ball. He's going to run it himself and slides for a first down.
Yeah, but there's going to be a late hold this time on center. Valaulu this time, number 72. When the quarterback scrambles up the middle, all of a sudden you're blocking for him, and then your guy kind of moves away and you just grabbed him.
Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Pancho, the center, called for the hold.
Yeah, watch, it happens real late. He's doing a good job fanning out, and then as the quarterback runs, he doesn't know that, and he grabs the guy and pulls him down.
So that backs it up to the 38-yard line.
This is all-man football here, don't you think?
It's big boy football.
It's not for the weak of heart right here.
2nd down, 16. Dante Moore loads, goes across the middle to Davison. He'll get some of that yardage back. It's still going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, good zone defense that time. Force this explosive Oregon offense to throw underneath. Take that, called a check down. You look deep, not there, dump it off, and you get 3rd and long.
So far, DeCorian Moore, the sensational freshman wide receiver, has pretty much been shut out. He had that jet sweep in the first quarter. That's about it. Let's see what Will Stein's dialed up on 3rd down and 11. Three receivers to Moore's left. He's going to go that way. No, he won't. He shovels it instead to Lamar. Ooh. And a major hit again. This one by Tyreek Tucker.
I'll tell you, just relentless defense. He's going to be holding downfield.
There's a flag way down inside the 15-yard line.
Prior to the pass being thrown. Holding. Defense number 22. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Includes an automatic. First down.
You want to see relentless pass rushing? Watch Aiden Fisher, number 4 on this one. He's taken on inside by the running back. Gets blocked. Keeps fighting. Makes the play. Forces the dump off. And then downfield after all that, you've got Shamari Sharp holding on to a receiver that had no chance to get the ball.
So instead of the big play by Tyreek Tucker, the holding penalty puts the Ducks in business at the 23-yard line. First down. 4th penalty on Indiana. And they're not known for being a penalized team for the most part. Lamar on the ground. Brought down by Fisher again.
I think when Dan talked to Jenny between quarters right there, he said, hey, they're bringing a physical football game here. We have to answer. And that's exactly what IU is bringing to the table right here.
Quarterback numbers so far almost exactly even, with the exception of the touchdown pass.
Yeah, 9-play drive, but almost all of it on the ground. A couple of them, though, have been scrambles.
The Ducks are in the red zone, where they've scored on every possession this year. This time, bobbled pass incomplete. Kamari Johnson. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
That's one of those ones that the old-time coaches say, when you throw the ball, 3 things can happen from. 2 of them are bad.
That's right.
That's one of the 2, because the quarterback could have ran that ball for 10 yards easily for Dante Moore.
That was an old Norm Van Brocklin line. He starred here at Oregon back in the day.
Absolutely. A couple other coaches used it before, like Bo and Woody in the day, right?
Third down at 6. Moore again flushed out of the pocket. He's not going to get away from that guy. Aiden Fisher again.
Tried to get the wheel route this time. It was not there. Coming out of the backfield. Watch, this is where they're trying to go with the ball down the field. Again, defended very well by IU. Good fundamental football. Nothing easy to throw to. Flushed out of the pocket, as Ness said, and then didn't have a chance really to go downfield and look downfield because that number 4, I promise you, if you like football, you like to watch a guy play 100% on every play, keep your eye on number 4.
Atticus Sappington lining it up. He'll try from 40 yards away, and he's got it. So number 7 and number 3 having at it here at Autzen Stadium in Eugene. And 2 of the top 10 teams in the country are even at 10. I think so. Zook, good to have you guys with us the last couple days. We don't get a chance to hang out as much as we'd like to when you're normally in New York. CBS Premiere Week finally here. Don't miss back-to-back season premieres of Matlock and Elsbeth tomorrow after 60 Minutes on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. A 53-yard drive and 12 plays. The guy that's got the ball teed up, Atticus Sappington, with a 40-yard field goal to make things even at 40. Roman Hemby will let it go, and we'll bring it out to the 25-yard line for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, for this Indiana Hoosier football team, they started out right away establishing that they were going to use the whole field. Started out with a comeback, then they went middle of the field. Then they went quarterback draw, attacking the middle of the field again against the speed of Oregon, and then down near the goal line, they went right at it and right through it. Good, tough game plan to establish that they were going to be physical. This is the 4th time that IU has had the ball in the first half. They've only run 16 plays. They need a drive here to help their defense.
Kaylon Black in the backfield. RPO, a strike to Surratt. Picks up about 9.
Yeah, Surratt does a good job. Big body. Second year playing in this offense. Gets across, gets a little hand on him, actually threw him off. He had the big touchdown to end that Iowa game.
Now they go to Black, and he's not going to get to the line of scrimmage.
No,
it'll be 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, that's, excuse me, Brent. Ness. The 2 inside monsters. Number 1, Bear Alexander blows it up. Amari Washington blows it up. The read might have been there, but no yardage.
Here's a big 3rd down for the Ducks defense.
Remember last time they got the motion on the shift penalty here.
Mendoza is going to go back shoulder throw. That should be holding or interference.
That should be a penalty, shouldn't it?
I don't see a flag.
Holy cow.
Looked like he was draped all over him, Brandon Finning. And there is not a penalty on the play.
Let's take a look. It's going to be a back shoulder throw. Oh, yeah, that's got to be called. Signetti just got a 15-yard penalty. He was irate.
So there is going to be a flag, but it's not the one we thought we'd see.
Sideline warning. Indiana. It's their first of the ball game. There is no yardage penalty for that infraction. It's still 4th down.
Let's put it this way, though. Let's say they did miss the call. Signetti could have got called there for a penalty. I think the referees did good judgment, and they just warned him this time because they knew it would be a big penalty, keeping it available for him to go for it on 4th and short.
Yeah, the side judge kind of just backed him up. You're not supposed to be that far out on the field. There was a flag thrown, but that was just a warning, and now we got a timeout, Indiana. Gene, what'd you think of the whole sequence?
I think you've got to have pass interference on the play, Ness. You know, the widest receiver is the responsibility of the official deep downfield. He may not be able to see it because the activity's in front, but at some point another official needs to transition and see that when the ball's in the air. this is what you deal with when you have a play like that. You know, you got to appreciate Coach Ignetti's excitement. And I think Gary's right. You know, he's lucky not to get a 15. I think a sideline warning is the best thing to do in this scenario. Now you've got to button it down and keep him off the field and close in on the plays if you're roughing this one now.
Quick question, just, you did it. If you look up on the TV monitor at the stadium, it looked like interference. Would the officials say, we missed that, and I'm going to give the coach a break on this because he was right?
I can tell you, speaking for myself, if I would have been able to look up and see that, Gary, I would have given him a little more rope on the play and try to walk him back. But yes, I would do that, frankly. Yes.
Interesting.
Well, and now Indiana at the 34-yard line, much like Oregon on the previous possession, from the same spot on the other end of the field, 4th down and 1. And now flags fly.
Now let's see how they call this. Remember, he said the shifting caused it.
Prior to the ball being snapped, false start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
This time it was Benson, but watch Oregon shift. And that threw him off. He begged for the shift. They got it twice so far in the game. Oregon has.
So so much for the 4th and 1. It's 4th down to punt, 4th and 6.
We'll have to say that IU offensive line has to be ready for that now. First time, okay, but there's no excuse for moving on that one.
Mitch McCarthy to punt. The spiral goes to the 30-yard line to Gary Bryant. Bryant made 1 and 2 guys miss, but the first guy gets back to make the tackle after he got about a 6-yard return.
Because I'm not even sure IU was snapping the ball on that play.
We've got another flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
During the kick, holding, return team number 11. 10-yard penalty is enforced from the end of the kick. 1st down and 10.
So that will be enforced on the other end and take it inside the 30-yard line for the Duck offense. Hot coach. Good game. There's our guys, Aaron, Adam, BJ, Rick.
Hey, there's Jerry's father, Jerry Neuheisel's dad right over here.
The famous Jerry Neuheisel dad. They're coming up on the Geico halftime report. They'll have an update on our game, their thoughts on this first half, and the other action from around the country coming up on the Geico halftime report. Let's check in with Jenny.
Yeah, quick injury update on linebacker Kellen Wyatt, who was tackled. The trainers helped him off to the sideline. He went straight to the injury tent, spent about 6 minutes in there, was doing drills on the sideline, spent some time on the bike. Guys, he's been pointing to his left thigh area. I'll keep you posted on what else I see.
Yeah, got rolled up on that play, and he's going to get back on the bike, as Jenny just said. Try to warm it up and see if he can come back in. Right now at the 8-minute mark, tie game. And the Ducks back on offense at the 21-yard line. Dante Moore, the RPO, and a strike to Decorian Moore. And he's got a 1st down.
And the true freshman receivers breaking out 10 targets against Penn State, 7 catches. One of the elite true freshman receivers we have in college football.
14-yard pickup. That's his 20th catch of the year. He leads the Ducks in receptions and yardage. And it's the Moore-to-Moore connection. 1st down at the 35. Dante one-handed the snap, and he just throws this one away.
He did. He had to throw it away. He had nothing over there. This IU defense predominantly zone, but their corners are asked to cover man-to-man a lot.
Two quarterbacks so far. Couldn't be much more even. The exception to the touchdown pass, the 44-yarder.
Yeah, I think both defenses are happy, though. Nothing blowing up on them. A long pass for Oregon, one big play.
Dante, this one's behind his intended receiver, Malik Benson.
Very fortunate on this play. Devin Boykin actually makes a mistake on the other side of the field, going for the running back, and they had right down the slot a wide open receiver for Oregon.
Doesn't matter if you're wide open when you throw that one the other way and it's behind your guy. It's 3rd down and 10.
You had totally busted on the play.
Three wideouts to Dante Moore's right. He's going to look to go the other way. He's going to be planted at the 20-yard line.
This guy is a playmaker right here. Isaiah Jones. Sometimes it's number 4 this time. It's number 46. You put on the tape, these 3 inside linebackers just runs right over Noah Whittington that time. A good pass blocker for this Oregon. You see the moves he made? He didn't try to run over him. He faked him out and got the sack.
And he leads the team in sacks, and that one was a 12-yard loss, and it forces a punt. And fair catch called for on the other end by Jonathan Brady.
Really good, competitive, tough football game.
So the Ducks only had it about a minute and a half and had to give it up. Let's take a look at the fresh fun fact of the game presented by Fresh Pets. 2 iconic movies from the 70s filmed at the campuses of these schools. Bloomington, Indiana, Breaking Away, and Eugene, Oregon. And they play it all the time here on the big screen, Animal House, and the music from Animal House.
Right now, this IU offense needs a drive. They've had 1 sustained drive in the game. Otherwise, they've had 4 and out, 3 and out, and 3 and out.
Mendoza, here comes the heat. Throws to the outside, throws a strike, complete. Elijah Surratt, and Surratt's got a first down.
Surratt is a tough cover. 1-on-1 to the outside. They've thrown that back shoulder. This time they just run an out route to the outside. He didn't go deep and man-to-man. Alea, number 3, had him and didn't get him. Wait, I tell you, this Mendoza attacks the whole field. He has the arm, and you can see why the NFL scouts say he's potentially a number 1 or 2 quarterback coming off the board.
Surratt's got 4 catches today. He's got a catch in 44 straight football games. This one's a little high, and what a grab. The one-hander by Cooper, and Cooper's got a first down. I thought that thing was going to sail to the sideline, and Cooper had a different idea.
Not only does he make a great catch on the RPO throw like that, then he spins out of it and gets 5 more yards. What a play by Mark Cooper. Look at that.
Got away from that guy and then ran over Hinneman.
Nowakowski, the tight end, is split wide on this play.
First down at the 43. Mendoza loads, lets it fly, and almost caught, broken up at the very end of the play by Brandon Finney.
Well, you can see they're trying to attack Brandon Finney, the true freshman out there at corner. Might have got away with a hold, but hey, it's not hold if they don't call it. This one's slightly underthrown and does a good job of getting his hand in there and deflecting it. Nice job by Finney at the end of that play.
Second down at 10. Just over 5 to go in the half at the 43-yard line. Mendoza is going to run with it. Thieneman tracks him down, and he only got about a yard. Mendoza's years at California and the improvement within. 16-1 coming into this game. Touchdowns to interceptions. Now they're going to have to earn this third down. 3rd and 9.
So far, those 2 defensive ends, Uyunglele and Tuioti, have not been a factor in this game.
4-man rush. Mendoza pumps once and throws it away as he's hit.
Yeah, that's a coverage play that time. At Oregon secondary, man's up, no one to get through. This was good protection. That IU offensive line did a good job giving him time. Let's look at it. 1, 2, 3, double clutch, comes out of it. Had guys across the other side of the field perhaps, but Mendoza's eyes were all the way to the right.
So punting team comes on for Indiana. Too far out for a field goal. 4th down and 9 as you look behind MacArthur. And they let the kick go, and it takes a hop back to around the 10, I think, is where they touched it. We'll call it the 11. Last season, Indiana faced off with Ohio State in a top 10 matchup with a score tied at 7 late in the first half. Indiana punter James Evans dropped the ball, was tackled at the 7. Travion Henderson scored 3 plays later, put the Buckeyes up by 7. And then Indiana punted their opening possession of the 3rd quarter, and this happened. Caleb Downs, 79 to the house, and Ohio State went on to win 38-15.
Yeah, the talking point after the game, when you lose, you get criticized. But they said IU was not ready for the big stage in that game. They kind of self-destructed on fundamental plays that they should not have happened. It hadn't been a signature for their team all year until that game.
Moore pulls it out, throws it out to Lamar, and he got about 4. D'Angelo Pond's the first guy to get to it.
That's why this is really familiar right here, okay? 10-10, 7-7 in that game. Hanging in there. Can they get out of the half? Can they get the ball back one more time for their offense? Let's see how this, remember, we talk about it all the time, the last 4 minutes of the first half, the first 4 of the second half.
The middle 8. Keep it on the ground. Davison again blasts through for the first down run. Oh, this kid's good, and he's going to get better. Coming in, he had 22 carries and 7 touchdowns. That's a guy you want to give it to.
That means he's getting the ball near the goal line as well, though. And you can see, though, he is a load. Part of that Swiss Army knife running backfield. They use 4 of them interchangeably.
Lamar's in there right now. And he'll get this carry. And he's got 6 or 7 before Devin Boykin brings him down. And we're under 3 minutes in the half.
Good job up front that time by that Oregon offensive line, physically moving IU.
Jaden Lamar. Another first down.
Yeah, Lewis Moore came up and had a chance this time, but Lamar runs right through him, and this Oregon offense is going fast.
First down at the 38. Dante Moore sidearms it, complete, and a pick of about 3 for Jamari Johnson. Aiden Fisher is there to bring him down.
One of the things that IU thought that in the game is they had to keep their eyes on the quarterback, play a lot of zone, and keep the backs in front of them.
Might be, well, they might not get a playoff here before the 2-minute timeout. I think they're going to let it run down and think about this 2nd down and 7 that's going to be coming up after the break. Two minutes remaining first half. Number 7 Indiana on the road against number 3 Oregon here at Autzen Stadium, and we're still even at 10. The final 2 minutes of the first half is presented by the Active Cash Card from Wells Fargo. The Ducks with the ball for the 2nd down and 7 coming up.
I really think that 2-minute timeout there helped this IU defense. They were really sucking air out there. They get a chance to regroup. They know if they can hold Oregon on this drive, they get the ball to start the second half.
Second down 7 at the 41.
From the 41-yard line. 5-receiver group in an empty backfield for Dante Moore. Kenyon Sadiq's been quiet today. The throw complete. First down and then some. Gary Bryant. Will Stein has said Gary Bryant is my security blanket. That dependable number 2.
Yeah, nice little stop route out, and again, the athleticism of Bryant frees up a 5-8-yard pass for a big play.
Turns into 18 yards. Now Moore thrown out of self-defense. Got it to Degorian Moore. He's got another first down. And he's still going.
And that was a late whistle. He almost broke free.
So back-to-back big pass plays.
And this one was thrown just as he let the ball go. Almost a sack on the play late from Boykin, number 12 for IU.
Back-to-back pass plays of 18 yards. One to Bryant, one to Moore. And the Ducks on the move with a minute 40 and all their timeouts remaining. Kellen Wyatt, who was injured earlier, back out there. They need his pass rush off the edge. High snap and a whistle before the play can get underway. False start, I think.
Thought it was illegal procedure.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Double clutch by the center that time.
Malaulu doesn't make many mistakes, the big fella.
Yep,
There's the double clutch.
Hard to get away with that. Just moving just a little.
So it's 1st and 15 back at the 28-yard line. On the ground, Davison got it back for the 21. And the clock will work its way under 90 seconds.
Yeah, you go with the hot hand here, and Will Stein, offensive coordinator, feels it with Davison, puts him out wide. They're not going to throw to him. He's out there as a decoy.
Now the motion is Kenyon Sadiq. They pump fake it one way. Dante Moore throws late and incomplete, intended for Sadiq.
Nice discipline by the IU secondary that time. Kept their eyes on their man, scramble play. Usually when Dante Moore comes out of the pocket, he's able to make something happen. Nobody really open. Nothing really. Moore said, give it to me high, give it to me high, but you can see behind him, he had an IU defender that could have been there to make the play. Farrell.
Huge play for the Indiana defense here. 3rd down and 8 if they can hold them to a field goal attempt. And they're going to run it. And they stop him at the 18-yard line. Davison, Landino, one of the first guys there, number 97.
You got to believe that Oregon thought they could crease them, so it was 4th and short, and they would go for it. Now, 4th and 5 down here, you got to take the field goal. You got to take the points.
And the kicker comes out.
I know Dan does not want to do that, but 10-10 game, you can't drive it down and get no points.
As tough as this game has been, hard-hitting as it's been, every point's going to start counting. This guy's made one from 40, Atticus Sappington. This will be from 36. And he missed it. Wide left. And he looks shocked. And so does their coach a little bit.
We met with Dan yesterday, and he said, you know, you don't always make these. He goes, you're not 100%, and he was prophetic with that call. Almost looked like you couldn't miss from there, and he does. Kurt Cignetti did not take a timeout for IU. He said, get me out of the half.
And the half will bring us the Geico halftime report. Adam, Aaron, Rick, and BJ breaking down our action and the action from all around the country, not just our game. That's all coming up in the Geico halftime report. Well, let's see what they do.
Similar situation. I was watching the Iowa game against IU. They ran a draw here and got like 18 yards. They run the draw.
Himby cuts it outside. Roman Himby. He got about 14 before Thieneman whacked him on the sideline. That's his best run of the day.
They actually stole a field goal late in the half. They came back with a deep out route, and they got roughing the passer, and they got in position to try a late field goal.
And they still got a couple timeouts, 18 seconds to work with. Mendoza Fires near side. That's complete.
Yeah, laid out rough. They just didn't get the roughing the passer part of it.
Elijah Surratt.
Still plenty of time. You can throw the ball anywhere on the field. This one is placed perfectly.
So now we got a timeout.
Yeah, IU had to call that. He came down inbounds with his knee. Clock would have kept running after the first down.
So they've got one left and 13 seconds remaining.
It's the first down. The clock stops to set the change, but would have restarted. So IU forced to take a timeout. Still have one left for the field goal try, though.
Right.
That means you can attack anywhere on the field here. You don't have to go wide.
Nico Radicic's career-long field goal is 46 yards. I mentioned earlier he did that just before the half at Iowa.
It is interesting how teams repeat successful and they become, they started out with a draw type play, did the same routine when they got a late field goal against Iowa.
Coach Signetti told us yesterday, I've also got a long ball kicker. That would be Frankie, the guy that's been kicking off.
What do you think they need, 20 yards here? Something like that? 20, 25 yards?
Yep. About 20 would give him a crack if it's Frankie. Otherwise, there's the line. That line is for Radicic. First things first, Mendoza in the pocket, flushed out of the pocket. Throws, that should be a flag, and it is. Going to be a holding or an interference. Basically a mugging over there on the outside.
Pass interference. Defense number 26. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot includes an automatic first down.
That's Devin Jackson out there on Himby out of the backfield.
All right, 6 seconds to go. You have a timeout. You have a chance to throw a slant pass here. Pick up a quick, well, they're going to go field goal right away. I thought they had a chance to run one quick slant.
Well, this is what Kurt told us about. I got a guy that can kick them farther, and that's Brendan Frankie.
Third and final. Team timeout, Indiana.
So they're going to take their last time out here. This would be a 58-yard field goal attempt by Frankie.
Well, the stop of that Oregon drive and the missed field goal really gives you a different feel leaving this half for the Hoosiers.
So it comes down to the final kick.
First down, Indiana at the 30.
Brendan Frankie from 58 yards. And whoa, the referee jumps in.
That was a timeout by Oregon, I believe. Yep. And I think that kick was good, wasn't it?
Timeout, Oregon.
I don't know. I was too busy watching the referee almost get him kicked in the face.
Yeah, the white the official almost got it right here. Watch him come in from the right side. And it's a good thing he's not fast. And the kick was good.
Boy, what a feather in the cap it would be for that timeout by Coach Lanning if he misses the second one. Well, try it again. Brendan Frankie, transfer from Texas State to try again from 58. Will it be true again this time? Kick on the way. And he got it. Wow, 2 in a row. That one counts.
How about that? How about Coach Signetti knowing he had that in his pocket? Back-to-back 58-yarders. That is impressive.
Nice to have two guys that can kick the ball, especially from that far away. So a 3-play, 40-yard drive in 23 seconds. And with one tick remaining in the second quarter, it looks like the Hoosiers are going to have the lead heading to the locker room.
Well, this was a team, their 2 losses a year ago to quote-unquote the big boys, Ohio State and Notre Dame. People questioned if they were not real. Today they're showing they're real.
No doubt.
This season.
By the way, that kick ties the school record for Indiana. And he says, why did you let me kick off too? I'm just going to knock this baby out of here. He's going to try to keep it in the field of play so the 1 second will go off when they pick it up. And they do pick it up. And took a knee. But the first half has expired. Tough, hard-hitting football game.
Tough, hard-hitting Big Ten football game, right? Just the way people grew up watching this conference play, and Oregon's in the middle of it.
That's the new Indiana mascot, showing the muscles, the bison.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buffalo in Indiana.
I'm not aware of that.
I didn't know that either. And Coach Signetti's with Jenny.
Coach, you have preached composure, but we've seen your emotions come out on the sideline. Is that intentional?
What do you think?
You tell me.
Yeah, you can't let that go.
Can't let that go. Okay. What is your message to your team now? They are up by 3.
Jumping off sides. We got to do a better job of stopping the run. We got to quit laying on the ground on defense and coming back the next play. All right? And we got to play better.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
I think that was the Jamari Sharp incident.
Yeah, it was. It
right?
was for sure. Yep. Keep laying around on defense. All right. Well, the lead is Indiana's 13-10. We'll send you to Zook and guys down on the field for the Geico halftime report right after these messages. Home Depot Big Ten on CBS heads into the second half here at Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon. And Indiana on the road has got the lead 13-10. Back in the booth, Brad and Gary. 2 teams coming in, averaging over 46 points a game, and here we are at 13-10.
Yeah, I think was one of the main stories, the offensive line for IU and the lack of playmakers for Oregon. Moore, 2 catches for 32 yards. Kenyon Sadiq,
right.
No catches, no runs. Their 2 playmakers have been shut down by the IU defense. 13-10 score.
Hard-hitting game.
Yep.
Here in Eugene. And the second half, Indiana gets the football first, and of course they scored at the end of the first quarter on that long field goal. So let's see what they can do with the first 4 minutes of this quarter. Jenny with Dan Lanning moments ago.
Coach, your theme all week has been run your race. How does your team finish on top down the stretch?
We got to start sprinting, right? We got to play. It's nothing special that they've done. It's what we've done to ourselves. We got to go out there and execute to the level we're capable of.
Go out there and try to close, Coach.
We're going to. Here we go.
And here we do go. Third quarter. Crowd trying to get back into it after that long field goal gave Indiana the lead. And that's a good way to start. Bale Alexander has got Hendy all wrapped up. The first half game trends presented by Subway. They've sacked Dante Moore 3 times. He'd only been sacked once all year through 5 games. He did pass for 123 yards and a touchdown, and Fernando Mendoza has looked good, especially that last drive to get them the 58-yard field goal. Second and long, the RPO is knocked down.
And one of the coaching points in this football game for that Oregon front 4, because of all the RPOs, get your hands up. The quarterback is making quick throws, short throws. If you're not there, bat it down.
It's Tuioti that got his big paws on it, and it brings up 3rd down and long to open the 3rd quarter.
One of the first big plays that Tuioti or Yuli Angalele has made in this game.
sweep to Himby, trying to get to the edge, and he won't get there. Betcher won't let him. And that's what the Ducks defense wanted to do in the opening minute of the third quarter.
I have the feeling that Dan Lanning read the riot act of this football team, because this time Betcher takes a back door behind the lineman that time, runs it down.
So it's a 3-and-out for the Hoosiers as the Ducks win the opening minutes of the third quarter. McCarthy into punt. And they were coming in to give him some pressure, but he got it away, and the fair catch is taken at the 34-yard line by Gary Bryant. So just a minute and a half into the third quarter, and Dante Moore and his offense gets a crack at it when we return. Senior out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, by way of James Madison, like many of the players last year and some that have carried over this year that came with Coach Cignetti.
Well, let's see if Will Stein doesn't see what I saw. DeCorian Moore and Kenyon Sadiq are not getting the football. How do they get him to their playmakers?
Sadiq is lined up on the right side, number 18. Gary Bryant in motion, settles in behind him. First down from the 35. Throw complete. Kenyon Sadiq, just as Gary called it, picks up 10 in the first down.
Yeah, you look at that play sheet. If you're the offensive coordinator, they're going, what am I doing? I got to figure out a way to get these guys the football. And they do it right to start it. Wouldn't be surprised if they spread it around and get it back to number 1.
Another guy that hasn't touched it is Deere Hill.
Yeah.
And he's in the lineup right now at the tailback spot. And it's a jet sweep to DeCorian Moore.
Yeah,
across midfield, but that's about it.
Not surprised. I've been in those locker rooms at halftime when your stars haven't gotten the ball, then they're just staring at the offensive coordinator. Going, you see me? Because if you don't see me, I can say something right now.
So back-to-back plays by two of the star receivers. One a tight end, one a wideout. And Will Stein has got the ball in Indiana territory with his offense at the 48-yard line. Second down and 6.
Now you get to pick their third linebacker in the game. They love him in the football game.
Moore trying to buy himself some time, and going to be taken out of bounds, losing the football, and a penalty marker down.
I think we're going to get an offensive penalty by Harkey, number 71 here.
Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Well, that takes him back out of Hoosier territory.
And that's just effort by this IU defensing, forcing players to make plays on him because the effort is there to force the offensive lineman to do something he doesn't want to do. Beats him, gets inside, and then as he spun out, just as that Home Depot sign came up right there. That's when he spun out and held him.
That puts the ball back at the 47.
Well, so it looks like they're taking the play here and declining the 10 yards.
To the 48.
And
so he lost, what, 2 or 3 yards on the play? He lost 5 yards on the play, so they got to back up, and it's going to be third and about 10 or 11.
Coach Cignetti going down the sideline to make sure the officials know what he wants done with the penalty.
The far sideline box had said second down over there, and Cignetti had seen that. The near sideline marker had third down. This guy right here was just a little late with his turning of the switch there.
So now they got it third down and 11 back at the 47-yard line.
Let's see if this Oregon offensive line can give Moore some time to throw the ball downfield on third down here.
Quick throw, wide out screen. Bryant got to midfield. That's about it.
Give me a guess right here. Came and ducked under this play and made it again. Aiden Fisher, quick screen to the outside. Now watch him duck under the block right here. Yep, gets right under the tackle and cleans it up. That was a good aggressive call by Curt Cignetti there. Third and long. I don't think when he took the penalty he realized they lost that much yardage.
James
Ferguson Reynolds will come out to punt. Jonathan Brady back around his own 10-yard line for Indiana. This guy's not used to punting this many times, and he's not going to. Well, he finally did. And this might be a beauty. Down around the 2-yard line.
Great job by both teams that time. If it was a fake, it was read by Isaiah Jones for IU. He wasn't going to let him finish off the play. Good fundamentals by IU, and then the kick is perfectly executed. If it was a fake, it ended up being down by Thieneman right there on the 1 or 2 yard line.
So one good thing about an Aussie punter, he can punt late and still get it 48 yards to the 2-yard line, just like they drew it up. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by United Airlines, Dr. Pepper, Fresh Pet, and by T-Mobile. 11:25 remaining third quarter. Kirk Cignetti trying to lead a turnaround at Indiana, kind of a Mormon football program, and some guys that we saw do this before. Coach Snyder at Kansas State.
A couple Big Ten guys. Bill Snyder started at Iowa, then built that Kansas State program. Barry Alvarez, everybody said, don't take that Wisconsin job. That's a dead end. It was not a dead end for Barry Alvarez. And now Kirk Cignetti, people said no one could win at IU. Well, back-to-back years. Interesting play calling here right now for Mike Shanahan. You almost got to think, like, if we don't get a first down, we're almost handing Oregon 3 points. I think they're going to throw on first down, slip a fullback or a tight end out in the flat, see if they can get off the goal line. It's been tough sledding running the ball up the middle back here at near the goal line.
Blitz coming off the edge. A quick RPO throws incomplete, intended for Elijah Surratt.
We'll have to say, they are letting these guys play pass defense. Again, this time it's Abedegu right here, man-to-man, coverage. Good coverage, I think. That's a good no call.
Second down at 10.
Not surprised they threw the ball, though, at all. They have to get a first down on their field, or they feel deep down that they're giving up points.
Hemby right in the middle of the pack, maybe got 2. It's third down and long.
Yeah, nice play that time. I think it was Bear Alexander that got the tackle on the play. I talked to Tosh Lapoy, their defensive coordinator, of how Bear Alexander finally started getting playing time here for Oregon. I said, he's been known to maybe he takes plays off. He said, no, he didn't practice hard enough. And he's practicing hard now. He's earned his playing time.
The noise level is going to increase right here. Third down and 8. Mendoza just got rid of it, and it's incomplete. Fourth down.
Let's see. Did it?
Nope.
Good no call. Again, very physical man-to-man coverage. If you're a defensive coordinator now and watching what they're letting the defensive backs do, you're more prone to call man coverage.
Mitch McCarthy's got to get rid of this thing. He's back on his own end line. Gary Bryant standing at midfield awaiting the punt. And he did get rid of it in a hurry. Bryant at the 45. And down around the 38-yard line.
And all in all, that was good fundamental football by IU. One-step punt, covered very well. They got the minimum on that return for IU. But not bad starting on what, 38-yard line?
Great starting field position. With 10:29 remaining in the third quarter. Quarterback numbers. Dante Moore, 14 out of 20 for 143 and that one long touchdown.
We'll say the Oregon defense stepped up from that halftime speech. Back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Oregon defense.
Jaden Lamar in the backfield with Moore. Also joined there by Jordan Davison. And they fake it to Davison and go to the outside to the Corey and Moore. And he only got about 2 or 3 yards out of that before the IU defense stands him up. Amari Farrell with the first contact on Moore. Ball at the 35-yard line with a 2nd down and 7. And again, 2 tailbacks in there with Dante Moore.
The 2 freshmen are in the game right now at running back.
Hill and Davidson both in there. One leading the way for the other, but it's leading nowhere. It didn't get a block and only found a tackle. Isaiah Jones.
Not many teams like playing 3 linebackers, but when you have 3 playmakers like this Indiana defense has, you're not feeling bad. They usually put 46 to the wide side of the field, and he makes another good play.
So 3rd down and long. Trying to do something with a great field position they were given with the punt and the return. 5 receivers for Dante Moore. Got to get rid of it in a hurry and throws long intended for the Corey and Moore, who a little miscommunication there, or he just wanted to get rid of it.
Pretty aggressive by IU. Talking about that they're letting play physical man-to-man, enough pressure. You know that Moore felt that. Dante said, I could feel him coming in on me. 3rd and long, and will they go for it here?
Looks like they will. Fourth down's been their friend this season so far, and it still is. First down throw to Jeremiah McClellan.
Yeah. 5-man rush that time for IU's defense, and they don't get there. Give the credit to that offensive line for Oregon. Gave Moore enough time to throw. That means you're 1 short in the secondary. Get him back out there in between, throwing the hook pass.
They got 13 yards on 3rd and 9, and now they go on a streak to the end zone, incomplete. McClellan. Dante Moore was limping on that last play.
He took a late hit low, it looked like. Yes, he did.
And when he got up, just trotting back to the line of scrimmage, he wasn't doing so well.
His left knee, that came from his blind side, his left side as he stepped into that throw.
Looks like he's okay now. On 2nd down and 10. Davison. And Davison still going. Got to the 20.
You can tell with that 2nd down call right there that Oregon is thinking 4-down territory right here. Running the ball inside with power. They got a 3rd and 5. They're going to make calls here as if they've got 2 calls to pick up the 1st down.
You talked to Will Stein about that the other day, and he was telling us Dan Lanning usually lets him know what's going to happen.
Yeah, right on 1st down, he says, listen, if it's under 3rd and 3, we're going for it. 4th and 3, we're going for it.
3rd down and 6 at the 20. Extra man on the rush that throws across the middle, short of the 1st down. And Davison, forward progress. I think he's going to be about 2 yards shy.
Oh, yeah, they'll go for this. This is exactly how they set it up. Again, inside blitz, well handled by the Oregon offensive line, and wrapped up well in that secondary for Lewis Moore. Oh,
they're not going to go for it.
They are going to go field goal. Tie this game up. They want points. I thought for sure they would go for it here.
Alex Sappington missed from 36 badly, wide left. He's going to try a 34-yarder this time in the middle of the field. And it's up and good.
And IU went defensive safe. They didn't even try to rush the kicker there. They were going, we'll concede 3 points.
So Sappington knocks in the field goal. And the battle in the top 10 between these two is still even, this time at 13. Well, if you're going to get the lead, that's a good one to get it in, the Red River rivalry. Tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern over on CBS Sports Network. Catch a double dose of Mountain West action. First up, it's Wyoming hosting San Jose State, followed by Nevada taking on the Aztecs of San Diego State at 10:30. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, tie game midway third quarter. Sappington has just hit the 34-yard field goal, set to kick away. And Hemby just has a look and lets it go.
Yes, start of second half. The Oregon defense has made the statement so far to get this thing going. Physical, tough football. 2 straight 3-and-outs. The defense has stepped up, handed the ball back to the offense, and the plays by both teams are getting out of whack here. Oregon has run 49. IU only 32 plays.
And there's the numbers for Fernando. Good to start, not so much since. And they try to run it here, and they don't get anything with Kalon Black. Betcher's out there again.
Watch Amari Washington, number 52, get into the backfield right here and force the play just a little bit wider than IU wanted to. Gets in the backfield, and that really blows up the play. He doesn't make the play, but he blows it up.
That shows his quickness right there, splitting that gap at 335 pounds.
You said freakish, and you could say 332 freakish.
2nd and 9. Mendoza pressured, throws, knocked away, incomplete.
And he's going to get pass interference. His other arm, his right arm was hooked around the receiver. Let's see if he turns him just a bit here.
Jaden Kennedy is the guy defending.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Includes an automatic. First down.
Medegu, number 7. Oh, geez, on completely the other side of the field? That seems an odd call there.
Wow.
That can't be it. He must have the wrong number.
I thought it was Jaden Kennedy where the ball was heading.
I think it was too. It is on 22 here. Coming right inside. There. Watch him grab him and turn him on the play.
Yeah, that has to be the play.
Yeah, I think you got it confused. The wide receiver was number 7 on the play. We got him mixed up.
That was it. The RPO, the throw is complete. And Canada makes the play on Omar Cooper.
Again, nice 5-yard play, though. This is what IU needs now. String some plays together, some positive plays. RPO, as you called it, that's a tough throw. That's trusting your arm on that throw right there.
Set his tailback behind him on 2nd down and 5 and give it off to him. And the ball came out. The tackle made by Tuioti, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Yep. Stretch play to the outside. Well played by the Oregon Duck defense. Push to the outside and handle there. Nice job by Tatum Tuioti.
3rd down and 3.
Is 1 for 7 in the game on 3rd down.
Mendoza is going to quarterback draw it for the 1st down and then some.
That's exactly what Fernando Mendoza brings to this team. Curtis Rourke last year played bravely. Remember, he had that ACL tear all year?
Yeah.
None of us really knew about it. Mendoza gives him just a little bit more running at that quarterback position.
He had over 100 yards rushing on 30 carries coming in. That was a big one on 3rd down and 3. Keeps the drive alive. So we approach 4.5 minutes at the 47 of the Ducks. Roman Hemby. Hemby found a gap on the right side, tripped himself up, but he got 8 out of it.
Nice job by Coogan and Lynch and Khalil Benson. Against Iowa, they struggled a bit with some of the pass rush and the cover zero blitz coverage. But on this one, they run the stretch play outside, good work inside, and Kimby just takes the hold.
Mendoza comes up firing on second and short and gets it to Surratt. Another catch for Elijah.
I got to just bring this up again. I mean, everybody knows this. The pro hashes are tighter, making the wide side of the field throw easier. This time, Fernando takes that wide side throw and delivers it right on the 1-3.
And 1-3 has been his #1 target all day. 5 catches for 71 yards for Surratt.
To attack the whole field, just ironically, you have to have a bigger arm in college than you do in the pros.
Here comes an end around. Whoops. Slipping and going down, courtesy of Tuioti. He said, I'm going to set the edge, and then I'm just going to break the edge.
That's exactly. Don't get blocked, okay? Make yourself available. Catch the block. Be ready. Take it on with your inside shoulder. Throw him up. Oh, that is good football.
Wow, I guess. Nowakowski is trying to block him, and no shot against number 44. So now they find themselves behind the chains a little bit. Second down at 14. Mendoza scanning the field, throws out to Himby. Got away. Got a first down and more. Roman out of the backfield, and that puts him over 1,000 yards receiving in his career all the way to the 10.
Two really good things here. Watch the offensive line. Give him a pocket as he goes. Mendoza from the left side all the way back to the right side and catches his running back out there for a check down. Roman Himby, he's a tough tackler. Remember at Maryland, his freshman season, he rushed for 989 yards.
That catch was 22-yard pickup, and as I mentioned, he's over 1,000 yards receiving in his career now. First and goal right at the 10. Mendoza to the corner. Incomplete. Flag comes out.
I think Obidegu that time knew he was beat and grabbed onto him and said, listen, I'll take a half the distance to the goal penalty because I'm beat. It happened in the end zone. I wondered, do they put this at the what yard line?
Here's a call.
Pass interference. Defense number 7. The rule ball be placed at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's right.
There's an automatic first down.
It's not half the distance. Pass interference in the end zone goes to the 2.
That's the second pass interference on the Ducks on this drive.
It's just the confidence of the play caller and the quarterback to stretch the ball even to the outside of the formations. No fear.
Full backfield. Himby, touchdown. Second time today. This one from 2 yards out.
On balance to the right. Power to the right. Everything. 2 tight ends in the game. Takes it on, and Himby scores the second touchdown of the game standing up.
Hadn't had a rushing touchdown coming in. He's got 2 today.
And that's the second 9-play, 75-yard drive for this IU football team.
And just under 5 minutes to cover those 75 yards. Radicic, extra point is good. 2 minutes, 16 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And if there's ever any doubt from people around the country whether the Hoosiers of Indiana belong, they are belonging right now on the road and leading the third-ranked Ducks 20-13.
It's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
I've never taken a back seat to anybody and don't plan on starting now.
Moments ago, Curt Cignetti with the wink on the sideline, on the road with a lead. He told Gary and Jenny and I the other day, said, well, that was me last year, because I didn't know if anybody gave a damn about Indiana football. He said, this is more like I normally am. Well, I think that's still a little chip, a bigger chip than you would expect.
Totally. And I think no University football program needed it more than IU. They needed somebody just like that isn't afraid to punch the bully in the nose.
Frankie's kickoff, much like his field goal earlier, out of the back of the end zone. And you talk about Cignetti effect. In the long stretch of time from the late 60s to 2023, not so good. 2024 and 2025 so far, very good. And it has woken the Hoosier fans, football fans. Man, there's a lot of them out here, and I spent some time with them last night. They had charter flights coming in, and they're sold out at home the rest of the season, or have been all season. So this is quite a turnaround. Still a lot of football left for the Ducks, and it's Noah Whittington outside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an important drive considering how the second half started, and I do believe that was as loud as the crowd had been the whole game. So great answer for Cignetti's football team, but as you said, still a lot of time in this football game.
And this guy, Dante Moore, has been a magician with the football through the first 5 weeks of the season. Let's see if he's got more magic. They're going to keep it on the ground. They're going to be about a yard shy of the first down. Aiden Fisher with another tackle. And let's get an update from Jenny.
Yeah, we saw him limping a bit in that last series. He came over to the sideline. No trainers came over. He just looked calm, cool, collected. I asked him how he stays that way under center, and he pointed to his trainer growing up, former Michigan quarterback Devin Gardner. Moore told me that they worked out at 6 a.m. at night. They would talk about the chaos in the pocket, and that's when things would go downhill, when things got nuts. But it was that training he's been doing since he was 10 years old to maintain composure.
Some of that training with a quarterback sneak just got him a first down.
Noah Whittington went into motion that time and it looked at the bench like he was confused, and then that triggered the quarterback sneak on the play. Well-designed sneak.
Nice job coming off the ball by the center and the two guards. And Dante picks up the first down here. Less than a minute to go, third quarter. Whittington, the veteran, in there with him in the backfield right now. They fake it to him. Moore comes up firing to the outside.
Nice play.
Nice play. Benson, the intended receiver, and Jamari Sharp. He wasn't laying down on defense on that play.
No, he wasn't. He was challenged by his coach in the first half, and you know what? He didn't pout. He accepted the tough coaching, and he looks like making the play when it needed to be made.
And you see it again from the AT&T pylon cam. Got that right arm around there and broke it up. From the 38-yard line. Second down and 10. And it's Hill. And he's not going anywhere. Lost a yard, maybe two. Elijah Hardy, one of the first guys there.
Second and long, and IU comes back with their base defense. They have three linebackers on the field. They guessed run, and they were right. They got their run defense in there, the safety's up, all three linebackers, and they make the play. This time it's Hardy.
Final seconds of the third quarter ticking off. A long winning streak on the line. The Ducks have won 18 straight at home. They're going to have to come from behind to win another one. We played 3. Number 7, Indiana with a 7-point lead. Home Depot Big Ten on CBS. We head into the fourth quarter. And Indiana on the road with a 7-point lead on the Ducks. And the Indiana fans were getting into the shout at the end of the third quarter a little bit more than the Ducks fans were. Third down and 11. Third down hasn't been good on third and long today for Oregon. Heavy pressure on Moore, and down he goes. And it was Kellen Wyatt off the edge.
Yeah, they simulate the blitz inside with Aiden Fisher, number 4, who's been basically unblockable to one side, but he bails on the play. And then they go the other way on it and make the sack. Beautiful call, nice defensive setup.
They have been able to get to Dante Moore today when the other 5 teams previously had not been able to. 1 sack allowed by the Ducks coming in, and Indiana has put a huge dent in that statistic today. James Ferguson Reynolds to punt away. Ooh, they got close to that one. And Brady on the other end is a good punt. Brady had to fair catch it way back at the 14-yard line. Next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, it's big time in Madison. And we're sure Camp Randall Stadium will be rocking for us when number 1 Ohio State comes calling on the Badgers. State Farm College Football today gets you set for the kickoff at 2:30 with Zook and the guys. That's next Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. I mentioned going into the end of the third quarter, there's some streaks at stake right now. I'm sure Dan Lanning and those guys don't care about that, but they do have 18 straight home wins and 23 straight regular season wins in this facility, and that is endangered right now, an endangered Duck stat with 14:09 to go. Betcher, nice play on the tight end. Maybe got a yard out of it, Nowakowski.
Yeah, good read. The other linebacker, this team, Bryce Betcher, you never want to forget his ability to make plays. Bryce Betcher, middle linebacker, who as a junior in high school around here was the top-rated shortstop in baseball. You don't often see shortstops playing middle linebacker.
He said, I didn't weigh 230 when I was playing that spot. Mendoza's had to work for all those yards. And he's going to keep it this time and dive forward out around the 23.
And he made a great read because if he'd have handed that ball off, that was going to get blown up for a loss. Go forward, dive forward, find a crease, and get all of the gain out of it.
As Gary said earlier, when he's running the ball, he said, I'm not sliding.
Yeah, and if you slide, you lose about 2 yards on the play. If you dive it forward, you get the full run.
He had a big one against Iowa without sliding, and that one at least got him close. 3rd down at a short 2. Mendoza throws off his back foot. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Ducks. And it's Brandon Finney, the freshman. Touchdown. Was looking for from number 15.
I think you're right. It's going to be coming right across the umpire right here. But the back foot throw, he did not get his butt into that throw, and it hung. And Finney, who avoided the umpire on the play, made a wonderful play.
Extra point is good. 2 teams that came in with great turnover ratios. That big turnover turns into a 35-yard interception return for a touchdown.
You could see it. All his momentum was going left. He was off maybe 8 to 10 yards short on the throw, and Mendoza pays the price.
And he knew it as soon as he let it go. 20-20 in Eugene. At home. Indiana, they don't care right now. Hemby, 2 touchdowns today from 3 and 2 yards out. Dante Moore has been sacked 5 times more than he was coming into the game. And that's where we stand. A look at our IHG Hotels and Resorts game recap. 3rd down struggles. Oregon 5 of 22. Roman Hemby, I mentioned his 2 scoring runs. Brandon Finney just made the play of the game. A 35-yard interception return for a score. Only the 2nd interception thrown by Mendoza this year. So here we go. 2020. 12:42 to play in regulation. Hemby just walks away. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Let's go back to the interception, Gary.
Yeah, the receiver this time, A.J. Williams, does exactly what he wants to do. Run right off the umpire on the play. That's Ryan McClellan. Watch the job he does to avoid the contact. And Brandon Finney goes around and then picks it for Cherry. That's the second big play for Oregon, a 44-yard touchdown pass. And what was that, 33-yard interception? 2 big plays, and now it's going to get loud.
Hemby slipped on his own. Got about 2 yards before falling down.
It's never easy winning on the road. I've heard Curt Cignetti talk. I even think he told Jenny in the pregame that there's going to come a time in the game, winning on the road, where it's going to get tough. Something bad's going to happen, and you just have to withstand it. Let's see if IU can.
He talked to us about poise and resiliency of his football team. We're about to see if they have enough of it today.
Oh, yeah, they're getting the full noise treatment here now.
Mendoza, quick slant, a little bit behind the receiver, but he got the first down.
Good job.
Omar Cooper again.
That's the second time he's made a great catch and then kept his balance to turn it into a first down. This is a hard, short pass. He reacts to it and then beats the tackle for the first down. That's a really tough play on the receiver. The ball's coming almost like a fastball. It's hard to react that quickly. When it's not on your body, those are tough catches.
First down. From the 36, Mendoza throws to Hemby. Hemby's only got about 3 out of that. Bryce Betcher in on the tackle, as you might expect. Everywhere Hemby goes, it seems Betcher is.
2 pretty good middle linebackers in this game, huh?
Not kidding.
I said before to you, yes, good enough play to get cats named after him in the Nestler family.
2nd and 7. Hemby into the pile, maybe 2 or 3 more. Bear Alexander made first contact.
We've talked about that off defensive line for IU. Watch the push from this Oregon defensive line on this play. I think it's Amari Washington on the bottom. Yes, see that leverage? It gets it, actually ties up 2 people and then spins back.
Big third down. Mendoza on a crosser. Got it to his tight end. And I don't know where they're going to give him forward progress as Flowers made the hit.
And a wonderful hit by Flowers. Aggressive. And I think you're right. He's short.
Got a flag down as well.
Offside. Defense.
We're looking for a number.
Yeah, but that'll be an automatic first down, though. It was less than
Offside.
5.
Defense. That 5-yard penalty is accepted. It includes an automatic first down.
Okay, I didn't see the jump into the neutral zone.
I think he might have lined up offsides. That's all I can think of.
Headlinesman letting Dan Lanning know what the call was. At any rate, first down. We approach the 10-minute mark.
And I think it's Blake Purchase, number 9 right here, that they called lined up offsides. His feet weren't there, but his head was maybe called offsides.
They're at the 47-yard line. Kalon Black in the backfield with Mendoza. He'll get the carry. Spins his way for a couple. And that's about it. Blake Purchase made the tackle, and we're under 10 minutes in regulation. Well, they had big numbers coming in on the ground much today. It's been tough sledding for both teams running against these defenses. This time, nice follow by Black to follow his blockers. Actually had his hand right on his rear end, and he's close to a first down.
And remember, that's a great read by the quarterback. This is an RPO. He could have pulled this. He looks, he sees, he's confident. He knows he's got the box in his favor. The number of defensive players in that tackling zone, he lets it go.
He just followed Holden, stays at tight end, but he's a yard shy of the first down, and now we got a flag.
I think there's going to be movement. Number 74.
Snapped. False hurt. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
I thought it was 74. It was right next to him. Khalil Benson, number 67 again. Yep, there's that movement. That's the third one.
They're making it hard on themselves on this drive. The numbers couldn't be much more even, except the first downs in Indiana's favor. Third down, and the biggest third down of the day so far with under 9 to play. Mendoza throws complete, got it to Surratt, first down, and then a little bit more.
What a route. What a design route this time by Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator. He was a receiver at college at Pitt. Watch this play right here comes in, wiggles, and then comes back out. In, wiggles, comes back out, is put right there. What a call.
They got 13 yards on 3rd and 6.
There he is, Shanahan right there, calling the play with the glasses on. Wide receiver at Pitt in his playing day. I think Dave Wannstedt recruited him at Pitt.
A good one. Hemby actually got something out of that. Looked like he was going to maybe lose yardage, and got about 3 yards as we hit the 8-minute mark. Crowd is quiet right now. They'll come to life when they need it. Some history could be made if Indiana wins this. 2nd down and 6. There's the shift on the front wall. Blitz coming. And we got a flag down.
They're going to call. I wonder if they will call it on Oregon or not.
Prior to the ball being snapped, false start.
Nope.
Offense number 62. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
This one's on Drew Evans.
Definitely the stem by that defensive line. Right here, I think. Yep, look at that. Out of the corner of his eye. Remember, this is where there's no snap count. It's all visual. The hand of the right guard. And now people are moving. Is that 4 of them? I believe that's 4 of them.
So they back it up to 2nd down and 11 again. Both teams with 7 penalties. Surratt with the motion man on that play, and now he's in motion. Surratt's got it 1st and goal. Thieneman saved a touchdown.
That was that jailbreak screen again that they ran with the linemen, just letting everybody go, and they're sprinting to the outside at the snap. Linemen are downfield. Good block that time. Inside out by the IU. Bray Lynch got the key block.
How big has Elijah Surratt been today? None bigger than that play.
7 for 113 yards.
1st and goal. The RPO is thrown behind the intended receiver, incomplete. That was Omar Cooper.
That's dangerous down there when that ball pops up. Not a lot of space between any of the defensive backs. You know, one guy can just see that ball pop up, and it's already could be in the hands of the opponent.
He had some inside leverage on Kennedy, but the ball thrown behind him. So it's 2nd and goal. Equal run and pass so far on the 67-yard drive. Blitz coming. Mendoza throws late and and throws it away. And a 3rd and goal.
I think he saw that he had late. I think he saw that he had Nowakowski, the tight end, coming back to the other side of the field. I think it might have been. No, it was not. It was
Holden Stays.
Yes, the other tight end.
Stays goes out. E.J. Williams comes in. So it'll be a wide receiver grouping here on 3rd down and goal.
A little confusion on the play. Mendoza's looking back out, and I'm pretty sure they might have to kill a timeout here.
They're going to have to take a timeout. You're right, Garrett. And there it is. Don't want to make a mistake here when you got a chance to take a touchdown lead. So 6:27 remaining in the 4th quarter here in a 2020 tie. Reminder for you, CBS Premier Week is finally here. Tuesday, lock in for all new action-packed NCIS night. New seasons of NCIS, NCIS Origins, and NCIS Sydney begins this Tuesday on CBS starting at 8/7 Central. There's Tosh LaPoy, the defensive coordinator, talking things over with head coach Dan Lanning. Those two have been together at other stops, including Alabama. Twelfth play of the drive coming up.
Well, the two defensive coaches, Dan Lanning and Tosh LaPoy, huddle up there for this call. Let's see what they dial up. They come after with pressure. They play combo coverage. What do you want? I think watch out for maybe quarterback draw here.
4 wideouts for Mendoza. Here comes the pressure. Throws to the corner. Touchdown, Surratt.
How about that? They've done back shoulder throw about 7 times in this game. That ball was halfway there. Did Surratt push off a little? Timing route to the outside. Ball is halfway there when Surratt turns around. Trust the quarterback. Trust your best player.
Well, nice play.
Really was.
Perfect throw.
There's been a lot of those to the outside by Mendoza in this game.
Another Gary 75-yard drive. This one in 12 plays. None bigger than the 2 passes to Surratt. The extra point is good. Good. 27-20 with 6:23 remaining in the 4th quarter. Elijah Surratt on the receiving end of 2 big balls.
And Ness, how about Mendoza answering the interception, the pick 6,
right,
coming back with the next drive.
Elijah Surratt in the end zone for the touchdown, and they're up 7. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs, Allstate, Twisted Tea, Hard Iced Tea, and by the Home Depot. Don't forget, before we're done, we'll have the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. It might be this one.
Yeah, this was an all-out blitz. We wondered what Lanning and LaPoy would call on the play. They blitzed 6. That's man-to-man coverage out there. They were aggressive, and a perfect throw with great timing pays off.
So now we'll put it on the shoulders of Dante Moore and the Oregon offense after this kickoff.
And Ness, you might not believe this, but Oregon in the second half has 45 total yards, coming in with what? 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, their possessions have been punt, field goal, punt, and then they did get the pick 6.
Correct.
So now Dante Moore takes center stage on his home field. He's thrown a touchdown, 17-26. Neither of these guys anywhere near their completion percentage that they had coming in. And credit that to the two defenses today.
Well, it's been advertised, and I've watched it, and I've seen it up close, watching him play on TV and up close or personal. They say Dante has ice water in the veins. He will need it for the rest of this game.
No doubt. He had it when they needed it 2 weeks ago in a whiteout at Happy Valley. Can he do it in the land of the Ducks here on the home field in the last 6.5 minutes? Moore in trouble immediately and has to go down, sacked again.
Well, I'll tell you, pressure inside through this Oregon offensive line. I think it was Tucker, number 95. It was Tyreek Tucker that put the pressure on and then cleaned up by that IU front four.
Illegal shift. Offense. The penalty is declined. Second down.
I didn't see the flag.
Well, when they shifted wide for the on-balance, they never got set on the play.
So second down and 13 with the loss taken on the sack. From the 21-yard line as we approach 6 minutes remaining. Noah Whittington is the fake. The ball's in the air. It's intercepted by Indiana. Plucked out of the air by Lewis Moore.
I don't know who got their big paw on that, but that was like watching a pop-up in a baseball game after it was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
So both quarterbacks suffer just their second interceptions of the season. This is a big one here for Moore.
This play action, this is an RPO again by this IU team inside, and I think it was Kamara it was Stephon Daly, number 8 that got it. Stephen Daly, watch him get that hand up, and it's up there in the air.
So now Indiana in control with 6 minutes to go. Up by a touchdown.
Now you might be calling plays a little differently here. You're in field goal range. Your quarterback is hot, and they can't cover number 13. What do you dial up?
And now another shift, another flag.
5th of the game.
False start. Offense number 37. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
One more time going back to the interception. There's the tip ball. And then it's just a pop fly. As Gary said, you could have called fair catch on that one. So another false start.
That changes the play calling, I think, don't you? 55 yards from here.
And it's going to be a keeper. Mendoza got inside the 30. Called his own number on the RPO.
I think this play was run all the way. The wide receivers downfield were blocking on the play. They were not expecting the ball. This was either the counter to the running back or a keeper by the quarterback.
And the clock running. Oregon's got 3 timeouts remaining. At some point, they're going to have to start using them. 2nd and 7. Himby straight up the middle. Betcher stands him up. He's short of the first down by several yards. It'll bring up 3rd down.
And how big was that offensive penalty? The movement on 1st down would have been a 1st down right here. Would have forced Oregon to use their timeouts now and still would be in field goal range.
Well, if you're ever going to make a stop, if you're a Duck, it's right here.
If you're going to throw the ball, Fernando cannot take a sack.
There's the shift. Mendoza throws complete. Going to be short of the first down, I think, to Nowakowski. Again, he caught one earlier like that, and he was about a foot shy.
This might be reviewed. Hold on here. Looked to me like he got a really good spot. He gets right to the yellow line. I don't know if he did. Remember, that yellow line is not
100% official.
Right. but it was close.
They gave him the first down. They're not going to look at this like, well, maybe they are.
The ruling on the field is a first down. That play is under further review.
Yeah, I figured they would look at that.
Sort of a jump pass by Mendoza to his tight end. Flowers is the guy draped all over him. And then he got help. And as you can see, when the play was all said and done, it was 3 yards back. But the forward progress is very, very close. Gene Steratore is with us.
Remember, this isn't as easy as near the goal line because you have a line you go with.
There's the look we had. Gene, what do you think?
Yeah, you know, I think he's short, Brad. Based on that, and as Gary said, the yellow line's not official. I do believe the line to gain is right on the hash at the 22. It doesn't look to me like Nowakowski got the ball around ahead of his body as he began to turn when the contact occurred. Really, really tight play, and I think you also got to look, is the ball down the line? Do you have a shot down the line of the angle?
After further review, the ruling of a field of a first down is upheld. First down.
So the ball started on the 32-yard line, and they're saying that the ball touched the 22-yard line. Since it was called the first down on the field, you have to have proof that he did not make it. So it's upheld. It's not quite the yellow line, it's the start of the 22-yard line. At least that's what we're being told where the drive started, and that's why they upheld it.
Well, now we know it's at the 22 because that's where Coogan just put his hand over it. Hemby, straight ahead, blasts his way for positive yardage.
Lanning will have to start burning his timeouts now. He knows it's possible, probably probable, that it's a two-possession game.
And there goes one of them with 3:49 remaining. Back in 30 seconds, Indiana up by 7. Indiana by 7. Oregon down to 2 timeouts. 3:49 remaining in the fourth quarter, and a second down and 4 upcoming.
I understand that the timeout by Dan Lanning. You're almost forced to think it's a two-possession game. But they gained 6 yards here. It's very possible they could convert this fourth down and just run out almost the rest of the time on this fourth quarter.
Well, Oregon came up with a pick 6 when they desperately needed a turnover. Can they come up with another one? Hemby, he's got a first down. Tough running by number 1.
Give it to that offensive line for IU, taking on this heralded defensive line for Oregon Ducks, and they take it right up the gut at them.
Coogan and Evans off that left side, and Nowakowski the tight end, and that's the guys that Hemby followed.
And 2 weeks ago, this offensive line for IU was criticized. Iowa gave them all they could handle, but today, an IU offensive line has answered the bell. Sometimes not before the snap, but after the snap, they've been pretty good.
That's right. Play clock down to 3. They just keep giving it to Hemby, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage with that one. And we're at 3 minutes. And timeout. Number 2. So they've got 1 left and the 2-minute timeout if you're an Oregon Duck fan. Down 7.
It'd be hard to match it. Let's kind of lay it out what's going to happen. If IU, they're going to run the ball inside. You can see the standings right here, how important a game it is. Coming in here, Ohio State came in here and didn't win. This is a big win. If IU can finish this off, it should get to the 2-minute warning unless IU makes a horrific mistake. Nobody jump off sides. Nobody hold on to the ball.
Second down and 10. Dante Moore wants another chance, obviously. Indiana doesn't want to give him one. Hemby in the backfield with Mendoza from the 12-yard line. They can get a first down at the 1. Hemby pushes his way inside the 10. There goes the last timeout. And he'll bring up a 3rd down and 8. So the Ducks will get a stop at the 2-minute timeout. The big guy today in the passing game for Mendoza has been Elijah Surratt, his #1 receiver today. He was #1 a week ago on that slant against Iowa. That proved to be the game winner in a 20-15 win at Kinnick Stadium. And today, holy smokes, guy's been everywhere, number 13. Nothing unlucky about that number.
That's for sure. Iowa was blitz all day. They were coming at him blitz 0. This blitz on that 3rd down play, they came after Mendoza, and he made the blitz pay off for IU again.
A field goal makes it obviously a 2-possession game.
And it's straight where the kicker told you to go, right up the middle.
That's what they do. And Hibby gets it to the 5-yard line. And the clock will wind down.
Yeah, and Kurt Cignetti will just take a timeout with 1 second on the clock. What will there be, 2:04 maybe on the clock when he takes the timeout? Yeah, looks like 2:08, 2:09, but he'll take a timeout just before the 2-minute timeout.
And Oregon will be without timeouts when they get the ball back.
Ness, you called it big time Big Ten football. It's been big boy football here today.
Boy, is it ever.
And IU has stood up and played toe-to-toe with this good Oregon football team.
Yeah, you think about what the top 10 was 6 weeks ago in the preseason, right?
Yeah.
Texas and Penn State, #1 and #2. Clemson was #4. Coming into today, those 3 teams were a combined 8-7 record. And Miami obviously has jumped all the way to #2. Oregon #3 for now, but that's going to go by the boards if this young fella makes his field goal and Oregon doesn't pull some magical things out to make it an overtime game.
Yeah, if they make the field goal, it's a touchdown and get the onside kick.
All right. Well, we'll put it on the foot of Nico Radicic. Redshirt sophomore out of Coppell, Texas. 22-yard field goal. Up and inside the left upright. And Radicic may never have to buy another meal in Bloomington if the lead holds. 10-point game, 2:06 remaining. That capped a 4-minute drive of only 28 yards, but they got 3 more. A 2-score game, Indiana by 10. 2:06 to play. And starting at the 25 with no timeouts remaining except the 2-minute timeout. Here comes the Oregon offense. Indiana trying to make some history. They've never beaten a top 5 opponent on the road.
Oregon, even with all those other gaudy numbers, have never lost a Big Ten conference game since they joined the conference.
That's right.
11-0 regular season.
Well, whatever magic the offense has and Will Stein, the coordinator, has up their sleeves, they better use it right now. Dante Moore hit as he throws, and it's intercepted. And that is going to be the ball game. Isaiah Jones, the linebacker Gary's been talking about all day long, and he just jumped in front of that pass. And the Hoosier fans that came on those charters from Indiana They're going to celebrate here in Eugene a little bit longer.
Think about this again. IU stays with their base defense. Those are their playmakers. They've got Fisher and Isaiah Jones in on the game on that play. They drop the other linebacker, and he makes the fundamental play.
Dante Moore had thrown only one interception all year, and he's thrown 2 today. So Oregon's going to fall from the ranks of the unbeatens. Indiana will remain in that category. Boy, is their flight home going to be happy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that far going west to east when you win a football game like this.
Dante Moore and the Ducks being consoled by his offensive line. Not his day today. Brian Haynes, defensive coordinator, a happy guy. Still to come. Adam, Aaron, Rick, and BJ share their insights on this one and bring you the day's best highlights on the U.S. Army postgame show. We told you coming in, Indiana had a top 10 defense. Yeah, they got a top 10 defense, and they played like it today.
Yeah, there's Isaiah Jones hugging his defensive coordinator. Brian Haynes became in play in the offseason. Ohio State took a run at him. Penn State took a run at him. He took a run to the bank with $2 million.
That paid off today.
So think about the James Madison transfers, the players, but think about the coaches. Brian Haynes was at JMU. Mike Sherman was at JMU. He brought him with him. They have both stepped up coaching in the Big Ten.
And that's victory formation for Mendoza and company. Look out, don't get hit late. And we take a look at the final quarterback comparisons. And on this day, despite the interception, it's going to be Fernando Mendoza's day, especially with that late touchdown toss to Elijah Surratt.
This is program coaching. Okay, this goes all the way back to the day Curt Cignetti took over the program. He predicted that the game would get tough. It's going to happen. They're going to make a play, throw a pick six, come back afterwards in the fourth quarter with 2 interceptions yourself, and they hold this powerful Oregon offense to 41 yards in the second half.
That's remarkable.
Team timeout, Indiana. 30 seconds.
And Mendoza landed on that elbow on that late kneel down.
A little turf burn, don't you think? That's worth it.
And rub a little dirt on it. Well, those fans came a long ways, and they're going to be happy with what they saw. Indiana's going to go to 6-0 and 3-0 in conference play, and that'll put them with Ohio State atop the heap in the Big Ten standings. We'll see Ohio State next week in Madison against the Badgers. Hope you join us for that one at 3:30. The guys start things off 2:30 with college football today. And he does the same thing, using some extra seconds.
2 weeks ago, Mendoza ran 40 yards backwards for a safety. I don't think he can run this far for safety on this one.
He's going to cover 40 seconds. So it'll be right around 32 seconds, maybe.
I think you got to punt the ball here, though, don't you?
With a 2-score lead, I guess they're just going to come up and do the same thing. Just don't want to drop the ball for some reason, and he gets run over again.
Wow. They didn't want to risk a punt and get it blocked, and so now the play here with 10 points down. Remember, you could kick the field goal first, then try to get the onside kick and throw the Hail Mary afterwards.
So, one more crack for the Ducks. They need some magic for sure. It's the 44-yard line. You know Dante Moore's got the arm. DeCorian Moore is his big play guy. 3 wideouts to the top of the screen. He's looking that way, but he's going to throw short and out of bounds to Bryant. And that only picked up 2.5 yards.
You only rushing 3.
You can see how far back the defensive backs are. He should have plenty of time with a 3-man rush. And it's still, he's going to go to his check down to step out right at the marker, Whittington, and I'm not sure he even got to the first down. I don't think he did. So it is 3rd down and short. It's really immaterial at this point.
10 yards is field goal range.
And that's where, well, that one's in the dirt, intended for Whittington again. And his 4th down.
Force pass incomplete. 4th down 1.
So now you got to get a first down throw somewhere in your field goal kicker's range and then hope for an onside kick. There's the completion. Kenyon Sadiq takes a long time to hit the turf.
Yeah, clock will stop for the first down, then start, so they'll have to go up and ground it.
And they're hustling up to the line. Clock starts. Well, he's going to try to throw it downfield. Throws across the middle, hoping for a miracle. Stepping out of bounds with 2 seconds is Whittington. And now it's too little too late no matter what they do.
Yeah, I think that Oregon was thinking that we had to score a touchdown first. They could have thrown a little deeper ball, taken a chance, and kicked the field goal. I think they got it backwards there.
I agree with you.
Well, IU winning at Oregon.
Yeah, say that 3 years ago. Final play. Dante Moore lofts it down to the end zone and almost caught, incomplete. Wouldn't have mattered as far as the outcome of the game. And what a win for Curt Cignetti and the Indiana Hoosiers. And they are a happy bunch out there celebrating. Heck of a football game. Both those guys know that. And Oregon falls to 5-1. The Hoosiers are still perfect at 6-0. Congratulations to the Hoosiers. Long trip out to Eugene, and they're going to go home happy. And they're going over to meet their fans in the far corner in the end zone. Now it's time for the play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs. Don Fisher has done it better than anybody for 53 years as the voice of the Hoosiers. Here he is.
Fernando takes the snap. They pressure him to throw to the end zone. Touchdown! Wow, what a play. Surratt who made the catch. But I'm telling you what now, that was some throw by Fernando Mendoza.
Yes, it was, Don. Winning coach on the field with Jenny.
Indiana has never beaten a top 5 team on the road. What just led to that statement win, Coach?
Wow, what a stat. Great team win, great effort by the players and coaches. You know, we had a great mindset coming into this, really believed it could happen. I'd won a couple great road wins the last 3 places I was, and I just kind of felt this coming in. And it's a good win for the program.
On your hand, you have the words attack, attack, attack. Your defense attacked Dante Moore. How were you able to fight through the adversity and accomplish things that many have tried and failed to do?
Well, defense did a great job putting pressure on them. They spit some runs out, but came through more times than they didn't. Offense was sort of hit and miss, but made some plays. Kicking game was really good. And at the end of the day, you know, we made the plays when we had to.
The adversity, the physicality of this team. Do you think a win like this should silence all the doubters and all the haters out there?
I don't really care about that. I mean, you're going to have, people that are supporting cookies over brownies all the time, right? It's part of the business.
Part of the business. Congratulations on a great win, Coach.
Thank you.
I've never heard cookies over brownies before, but I think Kurt will never admit it, but I think he was just a little bit choked up in that interview at the beginning.
I think so, too, and I don't blame him. I mean, usually for IU fans, they're putting on their basketball jerseys at this time of the season. Now, when we see them in the airplane, and we've been seeing them, they've got IU football jerseys on, and they are believing.
Yes, they do. Mendoza and Dante Moore have a quick embrace, and obviously one's got a smile on his face, and the other one doesn't. Let's go back down to the field and some of the winning players.
Elijah, I'm starting with you. You spent your entire career with Coach Cignetti. How has he prepared you for moments like this?
Man, just allowed us to stay in the moment. He prepares us every single day, puts no limitations on us, and he just allows us to go out there and go to work every single day to build us for these moments, and we were ready today.
Some of your best performances have come on the road. Do you just like shutting up these fans?
Yeah, I love road games. Hearing that crowd go silent when you make a big play, Fernando putting the ball perfectly where he does every single time. It's a great moment for us right now, for sure.
Congratulations. All right, Fernando. The first time you came here was your 4th career start. You were a quarterback at Cal. You now just led your team to beat the number 3 team in the country. When you reflect on that journey, is this what you dreamed of?
Yeah, first of all, I want to give all the glory to God. Thank you so much for my family for helping me get to this point. And I could have done without a fantastic offense. It never said it was going to be easy. We came in here, we handled adversity fantastically, and we rose to the moment. When the offense is on the field and we need a game-winning drive, we did it. When the defense needed a stop, we did it. Thank you so much for Hoosier Nation coming out. I'm so grateful for all my offensive linemen, receivers, running backs, tight ends. And what a great team we have here to struggle through adversity and come out on top, especially such a great team like Oregon. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to my guy Pat McAfee for shouting us out. He's friends with my guy Steve Levy and also Boston Connor. Let's go. Go Hoosiers. God bless.
ESPN, CBS, whatever. We'll go with that. All right, I know the nickname over here is Waffle House. Are you guys going to go celebrate at the Waffle House tonight?
If we had one in Bloomington, hey, Bloomington, y'all got to make one in right now, but we'll celebrate somewhere. On that plane, we're going to celebrate. But
congratulations to both of you. Great one.
Fernando thanked everybody but the Academy for his Oscar. Well, it was an Oscar-worthy performance by him today.
I love to watch athletes answer adversity. You don't know what it feels like. I do, throwing a pick 6 to seemingly let everyone down, and then trotting back out on the field and finish off a game.
Indiana wins, and they go to 1-46 against top 5 teams on the road. That one was today, and it was a big one. For Gary Danielson, Jenny Dale, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Brad Nessler saying so long. Final score, 20-10 Indiana. Tonight on CBS begins with Elsbeth, followed by NCIS in 48 hours. We'll send you back to Zook and company for the U.S. Army postgame show right after these messages, and we'll see you in Madison next Saturday.